Now that we've seen the trailer for the season of Construct, it's time to review this article here that Blizzard posted about this new season. So let's read through. Okay, Asian forces threatening sanctuary, aided by your blah blah blah. blah this companion hazard many traps and there was traps. So traps means we'll need lots of movement speed. And devastating constructs beneath the deserts of Kyrgyzstan. Okay, expected. Deep beneath the swirling sands, elemental forces are amassing for malicious whims of the demon Malphas. Okay, this is good. Elemental forces. This means we will have to stack on resistances early on, especially for us hardcore guys, right? Only by descending far below the surface will you be able to kill this cursed threat from its root. Let's see now if this seasonal journey is worth doing initially or just partially, and will we be able to get out of the domain tunnels and then nightmare dungeons? Would this seasonal mechanic reward us something that we'll desperately need in order to like level up faster or get stronger or anything? Season of the Construct begins January 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right, PST. So that's like 8 p.m. my local time. Okay, prepare to uncover the powerful secrets of Zoltan Kule. Okay, this is the founder of the Horadrim, right? Of this order of mages who keeps the soulstone, as far as I remember. Alright, with a new dungeon type called Vaults. Like I said before in my short about season 3, there will be undead and mechanical shit. Okay, and we'll be going to the vault. Okay, so far so good. A seasonal or robotic, okay. Seneso, what? Companion, okay. And weekly leaderboards in the gauntlet. So level up fast and get to the gauntlet. This will be the main goal for this season, I guess. And every week, probably play with different builds, right? Several key quality of life features, including almost constant Helltide events. Yeah, I remember they were talking about this. It's gonna respawn like every 5 minutes or so. This is gonna be great, and let's see how this will affect the farming those the steel. They called it in like 2 different ways. On the map it was infernal steel, and the item itself was whatever steel. But I remember that it was different. The item itself was called different, but when you like go to the map and have it dropped, or there's a chest, it was a totally different name. Typical Blizzard, they're full of shit lately. Maybe they're actually full of shit since Activision got them. I hope that Microsoft will make change at this company, and now especially with Bobby Kotick out of the picture, I'm hoping that Blizzard is going somewhere nice, like the Blizzard we used to know, which made genre-defining games, right? Hopefully this is where they're going, we'll see. But they're kind of forcing us in this season to play with a pet. I don't like minions, I don't like pets. I like to be an active necromancer, like counting only on myself, not something external, because evoking the power in yourself makes you strong. Counting on something else doesn't make you strong, it makes you a weak asshole, right? I'm not in a good mood, so no excuses, I guess. If you don't like what I'm talking about, you can safely rage quit, I don't give a fuck. Now, let's move on. Unearth Zoltan Kule Legacy, blah blah blah, in the quest line. Okay, let's read this and see if it's actually worth doing so. New threat lurks. Yeah, they're gonna embellish it, make it sound awesome and all that. Lurk deep beneath the sands of Kyrgyzstan, where the loom, an ancient technology designed by this guy, and this guy, and this guy from there, Chaldean. This is like from Diablo 3. We also see Chaldean, or the ruins or Chaldean, in Diablo 4 at the last stage of the campaign. Anyway, has been usurped by the forces of evil. Oh wow, tell me something new. The demon Malphas is responsible for twisting the loom for his cruel whims. Okay, Zoltan's former companion, this guy, leads you through treacherous vaults, desperate to stop the formidable Malphas and his deadly construct from overtaking Sanctuary. Like it's ever gonna happen with tens of millions of players against them at once, right? Probably not happening. Pretty sure it's not happening. Cool picture there, so probably this is where we're going. I assume we have to activate this mechanism here to delve down in the vault, I guess. Sounds like actual ancient light magic, which relies on quantum teleportation of photons here to activate this guy. Very discussed topic recently in pretty much all kinds of art, and also rising up in technology lately. So I'm guessing the humans are finally getting close to what it used to be more than 300,000 years ago. Probably some kind of angel is talking to them while they're asleep or something, I don't know. I mean, they were back then, so whoever remembers. Anyway, travel to the gate hall of a town center underneath Kyrgyzstan that serves as your base of operations in the fight against the construct. This pretty much reminds me of ancient Persia, what's now Iran. It's not far from the truth, honestly. If you know what I'm talking about, give me a like and contact me, let's discuss. Anyway, back to back to the topic. Right, travel to this place, la 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 la. The gate hall is your conduit to access the deadly vaults. Pretty much Iran. Noted with elemental hazards and construct, these vaults are the key to harnessing the true potential of the loom. Come on, guys. It's really related, and hope I'm not crazy here. Travel to the loom to stop the threat at its source and defeat this guy in a new boss fight. Yeah, probably. I just hope that this boss is not gonna be one shot of blood lance or a bone spear or whatever skill, which is a core skill, right? Okay, let's move on. To play the Season of Construct seasonal quest line, you must create a new character. Of course, I'm gonna delete all my characters which are being transferred to the Eternal Realm, because Diablo 4 hardcore players are pussies and nobody wanted to fight me in order to free up slots for the new season. So I'm gonna delete all the characters I made during the Season of Blood. That's something I did in the Season of the Malignant and also in Season 0, because I never have slots, right? If you play the game, you will probably know what I'm talking about. So let's move on here. I have completed the main campaign. Yeah, completed the main campaign during my first stream ever about this game. Take advantage of the skip main campaign feature once you've completed the prologue and you want to jump right in. Sure. Battle side by side with your mechanical companion here, Senesco, they're trying to say, or whatever. Okay, so they're probably talking about these guys here, and they're gonna be some kind of companion, minion, something which will grant you powers. You're gonna have to rely on this thing. Like we saw, it is activated from this powerful rune which was provided to us by this guy in the Trevor, right? Using magical governing and tuning stones received from the vaults and elsewhere in Sanctuary. So elsewhere in Sanctuary here tells me we don't necessarily need to go to the vaults, right, in order to get this, but most probably it's wise to initially go start the seasonal quest and then proceed to faster leveling. So you'll get to the end game in like 8 or 10 hours or something, as fast as possible. Okay. Augment your Senesco to best suit your targeted build for Season of the Construct. Yeah, we're gonna deep dive into this, because I'm gonna probably start Blood Surge Necromancer, which is really easy to play with, heals, fortifies, has better defenses, it's really good for speed farming, and also can be very easily converted to a boss killer by just changing your weapon, gloves, and probably one ring, and switching from Blood Surge to Blood Lance. We're gonna have fun with other builds, maybe after day 3 or something, maybe even after day 2. We'll see how fast it goes, right? So okay, governing stones determine which attacks your companion, I will just call this companion, can perform, while tuning stones will augment those skills and provide greater utility. So we'll have to find out if we can control this thing or it just autocasts. This is really important. You can equip your companion with 2 governing stones and 6 tuning stones. So we'll also discuss which will be best for this season starter build, probably in a separate video or maybe in this one, so make sure to stick around. 1 governing stone for each attack and 3 tuning stones to augment the ability. There are 12 governing stones and 27 different tuning stones, so different rarities to seek out in the vaults to unlock the full power of the this companion, right? So this means we will eventually have to get there, probably after a couple hours, leveling to level 100, and after farming the usual suspects like Varshan, Grego, and at least maybe a couple of Duriels, maybe like 20 to 100. So we get those interesting, really helpful uniques like Soulbrand, for example. And we're gonna have to also look for Temerity, because Blood Surge heals often, and by having barrier constantly up and pumping Blood Surge, we're gonna be pretty much immortal to those enemies which are outside Nightmare Dungeons tier 55. Okay, if it makes sense. Just walk around, press Blood Surge, everything dies, as long as you have like constant barrier and maybe like 9000 armor or more, but it's not gonna be needed for the open world in general, more than 9200 or something. Okay, let's see what else. And there's those stones, rarities. Yeah. Okay, well, I was here. This is how it's gonna look like. Alright, let's check it out. So we're collecting those things gladly in a separate tab. Okay, and we'll put those important stones here and the ones which are tuning them next to them. So probably this is one of the slots and this is the other slot, and these are the lesser stone slots. Okay, governing stones and tuning stones. This is governing, and those are tuning stone slots. So these are all the available tuning stones, and we're gonna have to select those and place them here on these slots. Looks like the ones which are active are like have this tealish blue highlight here, this square. Okay, excuse me. Now how do I get out of this image now? Just back. Alright. Tuning and governing stones can be acquired in a few different ways. That's the important part. Complete votes to earn one random tuning stone and seek out chests, ward woven chests, to earn additional tuning stones. So where do we get the governing ones? Both of which can be earned through various levels of the season journey. Both types also have low chance to appear as drops when playing Votes and Arcane Tremors, defeating enemy constructs within the Votes. Defeating enemy constructs within the Votes will also grant Shattered Stone, which can be crafted into governing and tuning stones. So we're gonna have to do a couple of runs with this, I guess. Jewelers found throughout Sanctuary. Okay. I hope they just add jeweler next to the Tree of Whispers, because this is usually where I go the most. The other reason to go to major towns is maybe gambling or the jeweler. Otherwise, I'm always at the tree when I need to go to town. Okay, to unlock the full power of the stones, you will need to increase their raw power by leveling them. Seriously? So if we wanna change build, replace the stone and level it again, all over again. So okay, collect or craft duplicates of the same stones. Why would I want to craft duplicates? Oh, so they're gonna be like items. They're gonna they're gonna take inventory space. Oh, or maybe they're gonna stack in this new tab. I just hope they're gonna stack in this new tab, because inventory space is a huge issue in this game. Huge issue. Okay. Collect or craft duplicates of the same stones. Fuse them together to grant experience and eventually level your currently held stones. Oh, so it's just not gonna be just a couple of rounds of these vaults. Okay, increasing the level of those stones increases the potency and ability of these attacks. I don't know why they think we're gonna need those attacks of this companion so much. This is what is strange to me yet, for now, right? Increasing the level of your tuning stones can add additional projectiles or augment the damage type they perform. Okay, it will be very funny if those things count as companion for the druid or minions for the necromancer. It will be really funny to see that. Once you've acquired your companion, they will follow you everywhere in Sanctuary until the season of the construct ends. Okay, below is a full list of the governing and tuning stones available for the companion. Okay, let's take some notes here, because we're gonna use those for our build. Auto defense. The construct activates anti-material field around itself, shooting down enemy projectiles. Cannot shoot down boss or player projectiles. Okay, not cool. It would be probably somewhat useful against the corpse boss if you don't have damage reduction from distant enemies or enough armor. Maybe just then. Or you can focus on damage reduction, armor and damage reduction from close, and use this against ranged enemies. This could work, I guess. Would be very interesting to test this against the Bloodseekers in the Abattoir of Zir, especially the Sorceress, because the Frozen Orb she casts is simply terrible. Okay. Bushwhack. Quickly ambush, dealing damage to each target, may strike the same target multiple times. This sounds like a rogue thing, I don't know. Firefly. Deploy a small construct that lands on the target and explodes 3 times, dealing damage. Explodes, dealing what kind of damage, please? Dealing what kind of damage? Typical Blizzard. I don't know. Explode, dealing fire damage, shadow damage, cold damage. What kind of damage? Focus fire. The construct channels a ray of fire onto targets, dealing damage to each over time. Okay. At least it says a ray of fire, so this is probably something like Incinerate of the Sorcerer. Gyrate. Okay, maybe these are like fire things, sound like. The construct whirls its legs around quickly dealing damage to all surrounding enemies. Again, what kind of damage? This is important because you know, different enemies have different armor values, different resistances, and things like that, right? So we need to know when to use this. By not providing information, we have no idea when this will be useful, and we have to waste time testing it. Not clever, right? Impale. Oh, sounds like physical damage this time. Perform a line attack to all enemies in front of the construct, dealing damage. Again, what kind of damage, Blizzard? You sound like talking to complete noobs. What kind of damage? Lightning bolt. Okay, now we know it's lightning. Lightning bolt. Launch a bolt of lightning at the target, dealing damage. Arcs to other targets, dealing a portion of the original damage. Sounds like a druid or sorcerer thing. Like there's... Let's see. Protect. The construct materializes a protective barrier on the player for a portion of their maximum life. Okay. We're gonna use this for sure. Protect. Auto defense as well. Okay. For now, I only find 2 useful governing stones. Reconstruct. The construct channels a reconstruction beam, healing the player for a portion of their maximum life over time. Complete bullshit. Let me tell you why. This game has serious problem with defensive mechanics. Things either don't do much damage to you, or they one-shot you to death. So, how I see it, completely useless. Probably it might have some effect while you're leveling or speed farming with temerity, so it keeps your barrier up. I don't see any other use of this because of the thing I said. Especially dealing with like the highest difficulty things, healing is pretty much no option. You just have to avoid being hit. Okay, let's see what else. I'll just assign this here with a question mark. It could be useful, but we'll have to test it. Slash. Pummel enemies in front of the companion, dealing damage. Again, what kind of fucking damage? I'm guessing by the way it sounds, it's physical. But who knows? Probably even they don't know. Tempest. Sounds lighting me. Okay. Electrically charge an enemy, causing it to deal damage to themselves and additional each second over time. If the enemy is killed, Tempest spreads to other enemy, gaining additional time and bonus damage. These bonuses are also applied if Tempest is reapplied onto the same enemy. Okay, sounds like some speed farming thing. So I'm adding it to my list. Speed farming. Okay. So what we see now is probably we could use Tempest, right? Top priority assigned to Tempest for speed farming. And where's the other one with the barrier? Okay, and protect. So sounds like okay, barrier. Looks like Tempest and protect are the two things I'll be looking for. Let's see now about the tuning stone abilities. Though they said those are 27 and that they augment the governing stones. Let's find out which are the ones to seek first. Okay, voluminous from volume, right? Support. The supported skill effect size is increased. Sounds cool. We can use 3 of these, right? So I have to pick 6 of those. Okay, the supported skill gains an attack speed bonus. So the first 2 sound really great. Breaking support. Damage from the supported skill instantly destroys enemy barrier effects. In addition, there's a chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. So this sounds great. Especially for builds who rely on vulnerable, but have not really many ways to apply it. For example, like Sever, it does it every 3rd time and so on. Okay? And you can't really rely only on Corpse Tendrils, for example, if your core skill doesn't apply vulnerable every time, like say Bone Spear. Okay. Tactical support. Decrease the cooldown of the supported skill. So looks like those skills will be auto casting based on cooldown, but we don't know yet if cooldown reduction would count towards those cooldowns, or maybe they're just for the character and we have to use this stone specifically in order to reduce the cooldown of those skills by the companion. Efficiency support. When the supporting skill deals damage. You know what I think? They should have those kind of things for the skills of the characters. It will make a huge difference to the game rather than this kind of companion bullshit they are forcing us to play now, right? That's what I think so far, like from reading this. Okay. Devastation support. Supported skills grant a critical strike damage bonus. Okay, this we are going to need. So let me take some notes here. This is needed. Swift support, also good. Swift, devastation, probably voluminous. Okay. Oh, safeguard support. When used, the supported skill grants damage reduction to you. Always. Frigid support. A portion of the supported skill damage dealt is applied as cold damage over time and applies chill. I guess this could be useful for some darkness builds, but maybe some sorcerer builds, but we'll be mostly focused on necromancer here, and direct damage necromancer, not damage over time necromancer, because it generally sucks a lot. Okay. Burning support. A portion of the supported skill damage is applied as burning damage over time. Burning enemies takes bonus. Burning enemies take bonus critical strike damage but only from the companion. So this one sucks a lot. Unless you are a fire sorcerer who does burning damage all the time, right? Okay. Electrocution support. Electrocution. A portion of the supported skill damage is is applied as lightning damage over time and has a chance to stun enemies. This is probably going to be really useful and cool for lightning druid or lightning sorcerer. I've seen pretty much no other application here. Bleeding support, barbarian support. Right. A portion of the supported skill damage dealt is applied as bleeding damage over time. Yeah, so if you do rend and bleed and stuff as a barbarian, of course I know the game, right? I mostly play necromancers, but I know the game. And this is why I mostly play necromancers, because the rest pretty much sucks. Enemies takes bonus bleeding damage from all sources while moving. From all sources. Okay, so probably this is going to make the barbarians really strong this time. Again. What the fuck is wrong with you and barbarians, Blizzard? In what kind of sick universe that you live, some barbarian wielding a hammer or a sword is like 1,000 times more powerful than anything else in your stupid game? I don't know, I'm really about to rage quit, seriously. I'm so glad I'm not their partner right now, for now, or whatever. Right. Poison support, that's probably the rogue thing, right? Or maybe druid thing as well, because of the creeper. A portion of the supported skill damage dealt is applied as poison damage over time. Then we're probably getting shadow damage over time support. Yeah, looks like. Let's see. This poison has a chance each second to spread all poison damage to an additional enemy. This might be good for speed farming as a rogue or a druid, or if you use the Andariel's Visage for speed farming, because it's a bullshit helm without armor. Dusk support. A portion of the supported skill damage dealt is applied as a shadow damage over time. Affected enemies who attack have a chance for their attacks to be interrupted. Does not interrupt bosses. Okay, so maybe shadow damage necromancers this season will not suck so much if they use this. Maybe it's gonna be like my third seasonal character, and I'm gonna try this with Sever or maybe Corpse Explosion and Blight. We'll see. But for now, not really impressed, as if, I don't know. Okay, duration support. Supported skills have their duration increased. So maybe this could be useful for the Tempest and speed farming. I'm gonna put it on my notes. Fortify support. Yeah, definitely. No need to read it, I guess, but we'll do. Fortify support. Okay. When the construct uses the supported skill, you gain Fortify. Skills with slower attack speeds or skills with cooldowns will increase the amount of Fortify gained. Okay, this is probably a must-have for hardcore. And no matter, for example, the Blood Necromancer fortifies easily, I'm guessing this is gonna be one of my supporting stones to keep this fortify up, especially if I take some kind of damage, right? That's a must-have here. Resource support. Players gain an amount of primary resource when the supporting skill first deals damage. Deals first damage. Okay. Maybe this could be useful before we get lucky hit chance to restore primary resource. But after that, probably not so much. So for now we have Devastation, Swift, Voluminous, Safeguard, Duration and Fortify. 6. But let's see, let's read on. Initiative support. The supported skill will cause the construct to teleport to the target out of range. Can only occur once every so often second. I don't see how this is useful yet, but we'll see. Arcing support. The supported skill can hit additional enemies. Okay, this maybe. Multi-shot support. Supported projectile skills launch additional projectiles. Okay, but is the devastation, is the tempest projectile? Let's see. Let's just move on here. Tempest. Charge an enemy causing... No, it's not. It's not projectile. So this is probably not useful. Piercing support. Again, projectile, not useful. Gripping support, damage and effects done by the supporting skills to distant enemies pulls them towards the construct, can only occur every now and then. And per enemy. Registered damage support. Any damage caused from the supported skill is registered. What? The registered damage explodes at effectiveness when the target dies as fire damage. Not useful in our case. Seeking support. The supported projectile skill will auto-seek enemies for a limited duration. And what does it do after it stops seeking enemies for this limited duration? Does it keep going its original vector path, or what does it do? Why they don't provide such vital information? I don't know. Or maybe it just disappears, doesn't do damage at all. You know, I just don't want to waste my imagination for that kind of useless stuff. They need to provide this information, right? I don't want to test everything and waste time testing everything in order to figure it out when they can simply say this and that and that. But again, I guess we'll test it. Slowing support. Damage from the supported skill slows enemy movement speed for a limited duration. Okay, useful. I'm adding this to the useful ones, especially when not using Decrepify. For example, on a blood build with Iron Maiden, this is probably gonna be a must-have. Mockery support. Damage done by the supporting skill taunts enemies hit for a limited duration of time. This can only occur once every so often per enemy. Does not work on bosses. So I don't know, maybe this could be useful for okay, I will add it in my notes with a question mark, because as we know, Blood Surge deals more damage to enemies which are close when the Blood Nova hits them, right? And being able to taunt enemies and gather them would probably be very useful for speed leveling and speed farming. Okay, let's move on. Scholars have spoken in hushed whispers concerning rumors of fabled tuning stones, far beyond the capable power of mere mortals. So there are more stones? Okay, their existence is ephemeral, never conferred by the dignified mage of hierarchy. Probably cool. All that is known of them is read below, so we only know their names, right? We'll see. Test yourself in the deadly new dungeon, Vaults. Okay, probably we're gonna do that, especially for farming those stones in order to make our build more viable. But if those are not like nightmare dungeons where the enemies scale, if they're like just the same level as the character, it's probably going to be something really pointless, which you do only till you get the stones that you need. And I'm suggesting some kind of blood surge build with Soulbrand and Temerity, and some boots with the aspect of Slaughter, to be able to keep the aspect of Slaughter movement speed, and also movement speed on the boots and on the amulet. And this way you can have like 160-ish something, maybe 172 point something percent movement speed, which is going to be really helpful, and it's gonna be able to, it's gonna make you move faster and do faster runs. And because of the Soulbrand and Temerity, you will not be losing the movement speed of the boots with the aspect of Slaughter because of the perma barrier. Okay, pretty cool. Looks like this is going to be one of the places to go this season. Originally armed to keep out any demonic influence, the various hazards implemented now protect the forces of evil. Okay, looks like those are the enemies, and by looking at them we can easily guess what kind of damage they will be dealing. So max out resistances for sure also bring some damage reduction, especially from close enemies, it seems. The vaults are specialized dungeons that house elemental hazards devised by this guy and this guy. Amongst the hazards lay the constructs the entirely new monster family. Okay, so we're gonna have one as companion, but we are also going to fight them. So expect that they do what you can do with your companion, I'm guessing. Let's see. Several elemental variants of these monsters lurk in wait for any unsuspecting wanderers to fall into their mechanical clutches. Like I said, max out those resistances and bring damage reduction to the table. Upon entering the vault, after converting the required pearls of warding, you will be blessed by Zoltan's warning, a special layered blessing which grants access to riches within the vaults. Zoltan's warding diminishes stack by stack if you manage to fall prey to the various hazards scattered throughout the vaults. So I'm guessing builds who use barrier will be highly rewarded. So again, barbarian and sorceress this season very strong. Everything else sucks. I don't know, Blizzard. When will you learn your lesson? When will you start listening to people and what they want in order to play your game more? What will happen if you just release a cool game people wanna play? I will tell you, you actually earn more. Respect-wise and money-wise. Okay, let's move on, I guess. If you manage to keep Zoltan's warding intact after defeating the vault boss, you unlock a chest which has a higher chance of granting legendary items. Using pearls of warding can increase the risk by exchanging them for extra stacks of Zoltan's warding and the vault enters. Succeed and your reward will increase as well. So I just hope it's not like I said. Barrier using builds which use barrier will probably have this stacked at high, right? Like I don't know. I should not even comment this even further. At the World Tier 3 Nightmare vaults unlock. Okay, so this is when we start. After Nightmare is unlocked, so I'm guessing that's maybe in like the first hour or something, maybe second hour if RNG is really bad, but let's see. Vault signs will drop alongside typical Nightmare dungeon sigils, or they can be crafted, which will require pearls of warding to create. Wait, After entering the vault, after converting the required pearls of warding, you can be blessed. Okay. We'll have to see how these are acquired. It really depends. Okay, using pearl of warding. These vaults function similar to nightmare dungeons. Nice. However, they will have deadly constructs and hazards scattered throughout. And the word woven chests for the savvy wanderer. So I'm guessing we still have to do nightmare dungeons for the glyph XP, but maybe every now and then do those too. Okay. Stones, but I don't know, similar to nightmare dungeons, this probably means we will also get glyph XP, and maybe enemies will be higher and higher level depending on the tier. We'll have to check how this plays, right? Because we'll definitely after the glyph XP first, because we know from season 0 and previous seasons that most of the power we can get from glyphs, no matter the items. You know that. At least it's not so RNG. You know the power you will get, and you will definitely get. So let's move on. Staunch the spread of Arcane. Okay. This demon guy seeks to unleash deadly constructs upon Sanctuary, pouring from the underground vaults to terrorize the innocents and sinful alike. Does that mean that those new enemies will be also in the open world? And because up above, like when reading, those stones could be acquired in the vault and elsewhere, so probably they are going to be around as well. I don't expect them to reward the most useful stones, by the way, so we'll have to see. Okay. Dismantle deadly traps, destroy lesser and elite constructs to earn shattered stone. Okay, yes. Dispatching elite constructs grants pearls of warding. Finally, now we know how to get those things, which can be used to earn higher valued rewards from replaying vaults. Negate the arcane tremor by defeating the vault's mighty herald construct, securing the tenuous piece to the denizens above. Maybe this is going to be like the blood harvest, some rotating event here and there, or maybe it's gonna be on like a specific place. We have to wait and see, I guess, but feels like more like the blood harvest thing or the helltide thing, probably similar. Pouring from the underground vault, or maybe it's going to be just in Kazakhstan, because the vault is there under the desert. Very clever place to build things on, not on solid grounds. Coming soon, leaderboards. Wow, finally we have leaderboards. Leaderboards arrive with the gauntlet. A new challenge arrives later in the season of the construct. Fight through the gauntlet, a weekly rotating fixed dungeon that will have you competing for the top spot on the leaderboards. Yeah, sure, we'll be competing. Only the strongest will emerge to claim their place on the weekly leaderboards. The top weekly scores will earn their permanent place in the Hall of Fame, Hall of the Ancients. Okay, permanent place. So I'm guessing after 10 hours of leveling up, you will not be able to get me out of this place. That's what I think. More details on the arrival of the gauntlet will be available in a future blog. So we're not starting the season with this ranking stuff, so okay, we'll have to wait. Let's see the quality of life updates of the season of construct. Helltides endure. Yeah, I remember they said they're gonna start like every 5 minutes or so. Yeah, okay. Starting in season of the construct, health tides are always active, save for a 5 minutes rest once per hour. Okay. Battle Hellspawn for more frequently increasing your chances to collect cinders and the rewards that come with them. Yeah, the living steel. Okay. Now I remember. It's actually, the item is called living steel, but when you open the map, it's called infernal steel. Bravo. Enhanced movement with WASD. I play on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and I don't really care about this. But PC players, rejoice! You can finally move your character and aim at a different location. I hope you like this, I know, because we can usually do it with the controller, right, with the stick, and it's really cool. And it would have been great if they let us also aim with the other stick, but without targeting. It would be really useful for, let's say, teleports, or just throwing a curse, if it makes sense. Or just bring us mouse and keyboard support to console, so we can use it to finally have beautiful stash and inventory, and also be able to chat. Because right now on console, if we wanna chat, we have to type on a virtual keyboard letter by letter. Who's gonna wait for us to do that? Tell me. Nobody. Okay. Wanderers on PC can now navigate through the various wastes of Sanctuary by using the WASD keys on your keyboard instead of your mouse. Enjoy the increased functionality by traveling through dungeons and above ground alike. Yeah, sure. Extra stash tab. Just one. Why don't you let us buy 50, for example? Like, I wanna do like 10 builds this season. Where the fuck am I going to keep all these items and aspects and things I'm gonna need for each build? Tell me, please. Having in mind they don't upgrade, right? I don't know, let's see. I'm probably again gonna play no more than a couple of builds because of this limitation. I don't know, we'll see. An extra stash tab is now available for your adventuring needs. Just one. These guys have no idea what RPGs are about. They're about loot, right? And collecting loot. I'm not talking about hoarding here. I'm talking about having to get rid of perfect powers in order to keep something that you're gonna use later. Especially if you're playing all the classes or different classes and stuff. If you play only one class, maybe the current stash tabs will suffice, but I really doubt it. Proceed to the stash in any capital city to purchase an additional stash tab. Maybe, like I said, would have been useful if there were like plus 50 or something. I'm guessing nobody wants to pay, what was it, $100 to get additional stash tabs, like an additional account for mules. Yeah, probably not worth it. We also made improvements to reallocating your skill tree. What? Reallocating your skill tree, improvements to the UI when trading gold. Yeah, for example, on console, we have to press the up button, the up arrow, and wait for the numbers to climb, which is... Can't we just enter the number we want to give? I mean, how hard it is to code? Maybe it takes like 2 minutes or something, if you know what you're doing, of course. Anyway, increased rates to earn the items needed to summon the beast in the eyes, and more. Increased rates? Who the F fights the beast in the ice? Doesn't drop anything useful. Maybe the only useful drop is Ring of Mendon if you play minions, which is not that famous build at all. Anyway, let's see this image here. What did they do? Respect mode overview. Your gold. Respect cost. Refund all, confirm. There's a respect mode now. So it's not with just one button. It's a mode. They made it more difficult, and that's quality of life. Okay. I'm telling you, these guys, the 9,000 people who work on this game, have no idea what they're doing, and what they need is just maybe like 10 people who know what they're doing, and the game will be great. Stay tuned for full patch notes for Season of the Construct, which will be available on January 19th. Yeah, okay, we'll do a video about this too. Battle Pass, no need to discuss this. The Season of the Construct Battle Pass begins then. Oh, we're gonna have to complete the season journey to enter the Abattoir of Zir. But I don't know if that's gonna be a priority or something, we'll see. If you get the Battle Pass, I don't think we're gonna need to discuss the Battle Pass, but and the shop, cosmetic shop. Nothing interesting there, I guess. Stay up to date with Diablo 4 news. Okay. Next video will be about the developer live stream, the campfire chat, or what's it called? Okay, developer update live stream on Twitch and YouTube. Okay, I guess that sums it up. Probably it's like an hour video already, but I guess it covered everything we know so far about the season, like the mechanics, what to use, what to look for. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next live stream or video.